Sutra 2.16 Heyam dukkam anagatam. Heyam means to be avoided, to be rejected, to be prevented. Dukkam means sorrow, agony. Anagatam means not yet come, future, unknown. Heyam dukkam anagatam. The pains which are yet to come can be and are to be avoided. Past pain is finished. Pain that we are in the process of experiencing cannot be avoided, but can be reduced to some extent by yogic practice and discriminative knowledge. Unknown future pains can be prevented by adhering now to yogic discipline. Patanjali is saying that yoga is a preventative healing art, science, and philosophy by which we build up robust health in body and mind and construct a defensive strength with which to deflect or counteract afflictions that are yet unperceived afflictions. Furthermore, strong health and a stable mind will enable us to face the wonder of wonders, the spiritual bliss, if and when, thanks to our good actions in former lives, the spiritual gate is set open. One should remember that even Arjuna, hero of the Mahabharata, had to beg Lord Krishna to grace him with divine perception in order to face the divine light which his ordinary eyes would not be able to bear. Patanjali warns us here of the pitfalls in spiritual growth, and advises us to stabilize the body and mind so that we may not be shattered when spiritual light dawns. Sutra 2.17 Drashtra drasyayo samyoga heya hetu. Drashtra means seer, self, Purusha. Drasyayo means the seen, the known, nature. Samyoga means union, association, conjunction, connection, junction, mingling. Heya means to be relinquished, to be avoided. Hetu means cause, ground, reason, purpose. Drashtra drasyayo samyoga heya hetu. The cause of pain is the association or identification of the seer or Atma with the seen or Prakriti, and the remedy lies in their dissociation. A wise person notices that inner harmony is disturbed when the mind lets itself be lured into discriminately sampling the world of phenomena. He tries to remain free by avoiding material attachment, in which objects draw the intelligence like a magnet, and the self is enticed into an illusory relationship with the external, seen world, provoking pleasures and pains. The intelligence is the vehicle closest to the soul, which may be wary of its influence if the seer is to remain free. Otherwise, intelligence enmeshes the seer in a painful relationship with external objects. As long as intelligence is undiscriminating, there is suffering. The moment it develops discriminative power, it realizes its source and mingles with the seer. Then there is transparency between the seer and seen, allowing free, uncontaminated passage between them. The seat of the ego, or small self, is the seat of the brain, and the seat of the great self is in the spiritual heart. Though intelligence connects the head and the heart, it oscillates between the two. This oscillation ceases through right knowledge and understanding. Intelligence is then transformed, free from polarity, pure and unbiased. This is true meditation in which ego dissolves, allowing the great self or Purusha to shine in its own glory. Sutra 2.18 Prakasha Kriya Sthiti Silam Bhutam Indriya Atmakam Bhoga Apavarga Atham Dharshayam. Prakasha means brightness, brilliance, clearness, splendor, elucidation, luster. Kriya means action, study, investigation. Sthiti means steadiness, firmness, steadfastness, being. Silam means disposition, virtue, character, piety. Bhutam means elements. Indriya means the 11 senses, mind, 5 senses of perception, 5 organs of actions. Atmakam means the nature or essence of a thing, being composed of. Bhoga means enjoyment of pleasures. Apavarga means emancipation or liberation. Artham means means or purpose. Darshyam means knowable, seen. Prakasha Kriya Sthiti Shilam Bhuttam Indriya Atmakam Bhoga Apavarga Artham Darshyam. Nature, its 3 qualities sattva, rajas and tamas, and its evolutes, the elements, mind, senses of perception, and organs of action, exist eternally to serve the seer for enjoyment or emancipation. The visible objective world consists of elements of nature and senses of perception comprising 3 qualities or attributes, that's gunas, which are illumination, motion or action, and inertia or dormancy. All these exist eternally to serve the seer, the subject, for the purpose of experiencing the pleasures and infatuations or objects of the world, or for emancipation. This sutra describes the characteristics, actions, and uses of nature or prakriti. The 3 attributes of nature are sattva, rajas, and tamas. When one mixes with another, it is subdivided into sattva, in sattva, that's sattvo sattva, sattva in rajas, that's sattva rajas, and sattva in tamas, that's sattva tamas. Similarly, rajas is divided into rajo sattva, rajo rajas, and rajo tamas, and tamas into tamo sattva, tamo rajas, and tamo tamas. According to Patanjali, sattva, rajas, and tamas represent prakasha, kriya, and sthiti. These attributes have their own virtues. For example, prakasha or brilliance or splendor is sattva. Kriya or study, investigation and action is rajas, and the essence of the being resting as sthiti or dormancy is tamas. All these attributes and virtues are established in the elements of nature, senses, mind, intelligence, and ego. Together they function harmoniously in the form of illumination, action, and inertia, allowing the seer to enjoy the world's pleasures, or bhoga, or by divesting himself of them, to experience liberation. The seer is clothed with 5 sheaths, or koshas, by the elements of nature: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Earth represents the anatomical, water the physiological, fire the mental, air the intellectual, and ether the spiritual sheaths. The organs of action and senses of perception aid the sadhaka in purifying the anatomical and physiological sheaths through yama and niyama. Asana, pranayama, and pratyahara divest the seer of the mental sheath. Dharana and dhyana cleanse the intellectual sheath. Samadhi brings the seer out through the prison gates of all the sheaths to experience freedom and beatitude.